I definitely say that dog fooding is a competitive advantage, is the unfair advantage.
100%. 100%.
The unfair advantage.
Well, here we are, Kelvin Jonck, episode 11. Can you believe it? I mean, double digit, lucky legs 11. That's what they say at the old ladies bingo. Welcome to episode 11, Unfair Advantage. I'm Don Packett, and as always, I have Uncle Kelvin Jonck joining me. Hello, KJ.
How's it, Uncle Don? I think wrapping up almost a dozen of these revived unfair advantages. Whole bunch of new awesome guests. Feels like a bit of a win, right? I started the original unfair advantage in COVID in 2020 with some really grand ideas. And as life kind of takes over, things sort of fizzled out. And so I'm just really glad we brought out this old chestnut, dusted it off, and we're cooking with gas. I mean, shortening it down to 15 minutes.
We are indeed, and I can't really say that the revived version is better because, guests from the previous version might feel bad, but we do have some amazing new guests and special people on our list to date as well.
Yeah, I mean, so Annalisa van Dale, we've had Kate Siuma, we had Shaheen Khatib. Tarisha Reddy was the most recent guest. And then today is one of our favorite humans that has recently been introduced into our stratosphere. It's the digital product manager at Netstar, Kaylin Phillips. Kaylin, welcome to the show.
How's it, gents? Happy to be here.
Magic. So, Kaylin, we have pulled you away from your golf day, which you have said you're an enthusiastic supporter. So thanks for joining us. Listen, but let's get stuck in, right? So you, my friend, have had a very interesting journey from my perspective to where you are now. From hard hats to data and stats, you've moved from safety in the mining sector to managing product in the digital sector, which I think is pretty cool. And you're such an overachiever, might I add, that you were named a finalist in the ICT category of the Rising Star Awards. So tell us how you got here.
Firstly, I'm a glutton for punishment. And I love learning, and I love a new challenge. So my foundation is mining. I developed very thick skin, and I wanted to branch out to develop a new skill set. And in the digital world is where I thought I could learn the most, make the biggest impact, and grow. So it's been an interesting ride, having fun, and I'm conquering a new battles as I go along.
Beautiful. Awesome. Kaylin, I did some stalking, and I saw that you were named, is it a 1%, top 1% user of Miro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, last year.
Amazing. So Kate Siuma, who we had on episode 6, she was one of the core Miro team members when Miro was starting out, and I'm sure she'd be very impressed with your award. How'd that come about?
Yeah, I just love Miro, to be honest. I think I'm the biggest advocate for the platform within Netstar. I just find so much value from it. It's so intuitive, and I work off Miro. I don't remember the last time I presented from PowerPoint. It's just user friendly, and I'm looking forward to playing around with the prototyping tool. I haven't gotten there yet, but I love challenging myself. So that will be on my to play with a list for September.
Yeah, we actually, Don, I think we need to get Miro to sponsor this podcast.
I think so.
They've had more airtime than anyone. Kaylin, one of the things we often chat about, and you'd mentioned it on a recent panel you joined us on as well, is to eat your own dog food. And there was even a pet food company on LinkedIn who had you guys jokingly try to sponsor you for something. So what does eat your own dog food mean to you in a professional context, and how are you applying this at Netstar?
Yeah. So firstly, we still need to take the pet company up on their offer. So just saying.
For sure.
But dog fooding, as I say, is something that I'm very passionate about. And let's talk about what it's not. It's not a replacement for QA, for testing, for beta testing as well. It is your employees using your product in the wild, right? So you being your own customer. So if it's a tracking app, if it is a banking app, if it is a traveling app, it's your own employees making use of the platform and providing rich feedback from end to end, from sign up, going through the onboarding journey, receiving the comms, and using the platform and becoming an active user of the platform and providing feedback. I honestly think it's a competitive advantage, and everyone needs to be doing it.
So, Kaylin, how are you driving this within Netstar? So, it's amazing to say, of course, and we all agree, we all think it's a good idea. But how are you applying this? And even the good, the bad, the ugly. How's it going?
So we do make it a point for at least the technology team to use the platforms and provide feedback, but that's not enough. So I'm driving a new initiative within Netstar and hopefully more globally. And the campaign is called "Be Your Own Customer," right? So we encourage employees to sign up. We incentivize it. We'll decide on the incentive scheme. It's still in the ideation phase, but we want to encourage our 1,000-strong employee base to be our customers, to use the platform, go through the onboarding journey, and provide feedback. So what I'm doing is looking at a way to make it as seamless as possible. The typical consumer, we hate frustration. Like any blocker or any delay, you know what? It's not worth it. So it's important for any product manager or any person that wants to implement the system to make it as seamless as possible. So we setting up Google Forms or Google Forms to provide feedback and make sure that we are responsive to our employees. So that's where we're heading. For now, we have a technology team and the sales team that are using it quite actively, but I'd like the entire business to be on the same boat.
Yeah.
Love that.
BYOC.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag. Sponsored by Petsfood Company. Listen, that be your own customer it's such a beautiful thing. Some companies it's easier than others, right? What would you suggest? I know you guys are going through a bit of a motion, but for other South African companies to harness this idea of eating their own dog food, specifically when it comes to customer experience. We're as an unfair advantage, we're trying to share a couple of nuggets here and there to give people an unfair advantage. Yep. And in this instance, customer experience, be your own customer. You're a big driver for this.
Yeah, so I'd say for any corporate that wants to explore this, and I definitely say that dog fooding is a competitive advantage, is the unfair advantage, because if you're not tapping into your employee base, you're losing out on could be 500, 100, or 1,000 people that could be providing feedback. And just imagine if your employee base identifies an onerous user journey or a confusing screen before your customers flag it. Now, just think about how powerful that could be, where you preempt and you address issues before it's adopted globally. Yeah. So what I would recommend, number one, you should be doing it. And number two is it needs to be driven from leadership, right? So it's, as you say, anyone can say, no, we should, eat your own dog food, but it needs to be driven from leadership to say this is an imperative and we will be doing it, and it's everyone's responsibility. Because if you think about it, the success of a product is not the product team, is solely the product team's responsibility. It's the business, right? So whether you in customer support, whether you in success management, whether you in product or admin, your job is to make the product a success, and by virtue of that, making the business a success, right? So we need to make sure that we communicate the value of that and make it easier for employees to sign up and encourage them to go end to end. I'm not going to send you a link to get a streamlined journey. No, you go online, you go to our website, you click and tell us about your journey.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing that I would encourage is make it as seamless as possible in terms of tools, forms to solicit the feedback and gather the feedback. and have fun with it. Maybe have an incentive program. Maybe have a prize for the biggest bug finder, or the person that provided the most valuable feedback. I don't know, but make it fun. And then I definitely think you would get the workforce around you in this on this endeavor.
Love that. Yeah, it reminds me of this story. One of our old customers in my previous life joined one of the banks. We'll call it Bank A because it was ABSA, and and she was banking with me at the time, and I don't mind actually sharing this because I'm not going to share her name. But ABSA's rule at the time was they had to put their salary into an ABSA account. Okay.
Yeah.
And she realized that at the time, I'm not saying now, it was years and years and years ago, ABSA's rewards and everything else wasn't as good as her current F&B ones were. So she literally just put a stop order on the money came in on the 25th. Whatever money comes in, that whole amount just went straight into F&B thing, and then she carried on transacting in her F&B account, right? So she ticked the box with the bank, her employer, but she didn't really use the platform. So you 100% are losing an opportunity of a potential champion, someone who works in the bank, loves the bank, supposed to drive whatever the bank's supposed to be, growth and all the rest of it, but couldn't give a damn about themselves as a customer, right? Because it wasn't even enticing enough for them as an employee. So just, that sense of we got to really make it good for your staff first before we think we're going to make it good for the rest of the country and the world.
Because look, I mean, if your own employees don't want to use the product, how do you expect to get mass adoption and growth out in the market? And there's definitely a red flag if an employee is using a competitive product, as their main tracking app or their main banking app. But I do want to add a caveat that there is value in using a competitive product, for insights and to do product teardowns and find gaps in ways that you can probably do things better. So there is a place for that, but as your main service, it needs to be your product because you need to be proud of it. If you're proud of it, it'll be an easier sell for your customers.
100%.
Kaylin, I thank you very much. I think this was a hole in one. To keep on.
How long have you been doing that one?
At least someone got one today.
Kaylin Phillips, thank you so much for sharing your dog fooding wisdom. We really appreciate your time, and good luck with the next phase of the dog fooding, and maybe we'll do a bit of a catch up and see how it's all gone.
Love it.
A branded catch up, or sponsored catch up rather.
Sponsored catch up.
Sponsored by Miro. And,
that's it. Big lesson from Kaylin Phillips is eat your own dog food. And
there we go.
Beautiful.
BYOC.
That's it. Magic. Thanks, team.
The unfair advantage.